Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu ala rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. The question is, you'll hear, obviously if you heard some of the videos, you hear, okay, the four schools say this. And ijma'at were probably claimed as well with regards to that. So why do we do that? Really, for every person, they follow their school, right? Because of the confusion, especially because of the Salafi confusion and other things going on in the world, we make it really kind of a point of aqidah, really, with regards to accepting the four schools, because there's ijma' about the four schools, right? There's no fifth school to follow. It's just four schools, right? And they're all correct in their own way, as in it's correct to follow one of them. So everybody just follows their own school, right? But with the other people out there that want to follow other opinions, right? So we'll say, okay, you're going against the four schools. Like the four schools agreed on this, right? But in reality, because they don't follow madhab, right? If everybody just followed, because even if they claim to be Hanbali, Maliki, whatever it is, right? They're not truly that, right? They just use it as a guise to just deceive people, right? Because everybody's supposed to just follow their own individual madhab, right? And if everybody did that, we would be good. But that's why, we'll say, okay, well, the four schools agreed on this, right? And a lot of times, if that's the case, you'll probably find ijma'at at least claimed throughout the history as well, right? So, especially the ones, claiming to follow Quran and Sunnah, wherever it might be following the Salaf, right? You're going against, the least that can be said is you're going against 80-90% of the Muslims, right? So, and they like to preach, following the safest approach, safest opinion. How is it safe when you go against, right? Some of these people, they've went against clear ijma'at, right? Dozens of times, right? So that's why. So again, so in the Maliki school, so for example, you follow, the mu'tamad, right? You follow the mashhur, but we do bring that, as a point. We mentioned, for example, like the one that they bring making up the prayer, right? So they'll say, no, you don't have to make up the prayers of in your past. You can just do sunnah prayers, right? That's when we say, okay, you're going against the four schools in ijma'at claimed on this matter, right? But for the Malikiyah, for example, you would just follow the opinion that says you have to make up the prayer, right? But you bring this, obviously it adds a strength, no doubt, right? When you have, because if there's only four schools and they all agree, that's really a type of ijma' in and of itself. Maybe not quite exactly in the usul books, but, especially for our purposes today, we're so far away, from the time of the Salaf and the time of all the, the tradition that we know over 1,000 years of scholarship now. But, so that's why we bring it. But ultimately, whatever school you follow, you just follow the mashhur or the mu'tamad opinion, right? But again, when we're talking, discussing or even refuting the innovators out there, that's when we say, okay, like, akhi or ukhti, like this right here, this opinion, that you're taking here, you're preaching, you're actually going against the four schools of fiqh, right? So I don't know where you're getting this from, right? Are you following your desires? Are you following, shad opinions? Or, the best that could probably be said about it are extremely weak opinions. So that's why we bring it. But in reality, again, you just follow your own school, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.